Good morning, everyone. Today, I just wanted to give you a review of all the six books that we have. You can see here, all the books are here. And let me just walk you through what we have achieved here, right? So, let's go and let's see the first volume. So, as you can see here, I hope you can see it well. Okay, so in volume 1 we have Greco-Roman to Chaucer, right? So as you can see over here, we have all the content. Like in chapter 1, we have Greek philosophy. We talked about Plato, Aristotle, poetics, Ars Poetica, Longinus. So in the content itself, you can just have a look. In chapter 2 itself we have Celts, Roman, and all. It's in the beginning from Greco to Old English period. We talk about here, Beowulf is also there. And most importantly, you know what, we have PYQ questions from 2019 to 24, and there you can see. And also we have other possible question. Basically, what kind of question you get? Usually they ask you in chronological order, that we have already did, right? And in chapter 3 we talked about Dante, we talked about Divine Comedy, we talked about Boccaccio, and all the other Roman also. So as you can see, we have here writer from Italy, we have some French, and in chapter 4 we have Old English period, so which is very important also, right? And here itself we discussed Geoffrey Chaucer and his contemporary, so all this stuff. And what is the good thing about this book is that we have the questions and also shortcuts to remember every single stuff. So anyway, this is the content, and let me walk you through. As you can see in the beginning, uh, we have started from Greco-Roman period. You see everything, and you see the bold stuff, and that is very important because they have asked question based on that somewhere, maybe in set or UGC net. So all these things we have already covered, you can see. And these are the same notes that I'm teaching from. And as you can see here, to remember the code, like all the about Plato's, right? My Aristotle, my plot is my ethical character, my thoughts dance with lyrical diction, with melodic muse spectating up. So what is basically here, if you remember this whole line, you will remember what kind of term is there, what does it mean, and every single stuff. So all these things we have already made code for you to remember every single stuff, right? So anyway, that's all about in volume 1. And we have Geoffrey Chaucer. And what I would want you to, these questions, right? Which of these part of Aeschylus trilogy, here you can see here options are there, and the explanation as well, and these things are also in bold. So that's why it's important. Now all are topic wise questions, and all from the past questions. Anyway, this is all you can see here. A lot of stuff is there, and I want to show you the Geoffrey Chaucer. See, the questions are there, like here, which one of these essays by Ezra Pound defines as an image that which present an intellectual? Why it is there? Because of the retrospect, which is based on somewhere aligning with the old English. Like uh, there will be link that if you read this you will understand, right? uh, or what are the things you can see, all these important questions are there. The age of Chaucer, here you can see, which is in chapter 4. And to remember his work in chronological order, we have also made it. You see all the important lines from there, they have asked question like, see, like here you can see, she spoke French very properly. They have asked question from this quote. At table she was well taught, with everything, she let no morsel fall from her lips. So this is from uh, all from Chaucer here. See, some questions are there. Underline is there because it is very important they have, when you see underlying, which means they have asked multiple times, right, in your exam. So all these things are there, and from Chaucer to Spencer, all the metrical feet. And one, I wanted to show you something keys to keep in mind while preparing for exam. So 117, so where is that? Let me walk you through. See, language. So when we prepare something, or any topic, first thing you have to keep in mind the language, which language it was used, like Old English, Middle English, Latin, French. So basically what they ask in your exam from the language part. Then the style, like we have, alliteration is there, allegory is there, right? Kasura, all these stuff are there. Then the form, like narrative poem or sonnet or prose or drama, which particular genre, especially date here. So this is all about paper. This is our volume 1, very important. So this is our first book, and this is the second one where we talk about Elizabethan to Jacobean. So everything about Elizabethan era, especially theater, and then we have to Jacobean, where you can see Ben Jonson and other. And very good thing is so many quotes are there in that book itself, because in Jacobean there are works that they ask. Usually they don't ask the plot, but they ask which work is written by, or which play is written by which playwright, right? So all these things we have already mentioned here. We have also blank verse. Thomas White is starting from that. Edmund Spencer is there, right? And all the question. Then the university wits, as you can see over here. I hope you can see it well. Thomas Lodge, Peel, Green, Nash, Lilly. And to remember all the university wit, we have the code like Marshmallow and all this codes to remember every single song. Then William Shakespeare, all of his plays, and also all of his sonnet, important one especially. Then Ben Jonson, and in chapter 2 what we have discussed is gunpowder plot, the development of Bible, then Jacobean drama, all this stuff in that itself. And again, why it is important, because of these questions and the code that we have made. See the difference between different sonnet, like somewhere is the volta or term, right? So all these stuff, like this usually can be found in Petrarch's sonnets. So that all things we have discussed, and also the difference between all. So if you just read this, then you will understand all types of sonnet are there, like Petrarchian sonnet, Shakespeare sonnet, Spenserian sonnet, right? So this is very important. Then we have all the literary device, which is take these are all from taken from uh, that literary terms, right? So all these things you can see here, a lot of hyperbola, irony, pun, then soliloquy, antithesis, foreshadowing, symbolism. What important was at the time that we have added there. Then we talked about, as you see, the code, right? To remember who? Spencer. Yes. See, some of the important points that actually keeps in mind for you to remember, because sometimes what happens, you don't recall things in, like his work start from, remember all these point, his first work, and the first fairy published in 1519, then Emirati, then Proclamian, and the next fairy together, all these things are there, right? And to remember through story all these things, we have also made the code, like you can see here. Once upon a time, all these small story to recall all this in order and with the date also. And the key points are there for Spencer. So all these things are very important. These key points are taken from previous year question papers. So whatever they have asked on Spencer, we have made it in that small point. So all these are very curated and well engineered book, as you can say. Very good that you can see, and also the question, like what question they have asked from, Spencer, like arrange chronological order. So some of the works are there, and then you have to arrange, right? So all this. Then there was a question about, Spencer in Philip Sidney. That's why we have added here, not true about the defense of poetry. So all these important, underline which is true is in underline, and whatever is not, it's not there in cap, right? So all these things you can see, a lot of stuff are there. It's just so many questions, well explained, with good, like here, Philip Sidney, very important question you always get all the time, right? Highest estimation of learning to the laughing stock of children, right? It was Sir Philip Sidney said, and we have taken original text from, the essay. So in that case, you see all the text are there, important, lines from where, you get question always. So it was a kind of very long process to, read all the essay and get the, important lines, right? So you see, this is full package. You don't have to even, get a literary criticism till 20th century, because everything we have covered here, right? Whatever they have, whatever is included in British literature. Anyway, so like here, some of the death be not proud. The whole poem is itself here. Why? Because they ask question from the poem itself, especially from the line, and some of the, list of poems which is important also mentioned here from Donne. Okay. So all these stuff are there, like a lot of stuff that you can see. Okay. So you see, a lot of, every volume has over how many pages? This has 100 220 pages. That is very important, because if you get it, you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to make notes. You don't have to go search for the question. You don't have to go search for the explanation. You don't have to go for, search the answer key itself, because all the proof is there. If you feel something is wrong, you should definitely write me, and I will correct it in our next volume. But anyway, as long as I have read like so many times, there will be few mistakes, but all are correct. Everything like 99.9 you can say correct, with the we have explanation and the proof, right? So this was all about what, volume 2. Now let's move to volume 3, which is my favorite actually. It's so good because so many stuff are there, and I like the cover also, right? It's the Age of Milton, Restoration, and the Augustan. So from Milton, Dryden, and Pope, all these three are there, and especially the criticism part, right? Everything is there. Again, you can go through the content and table of content and see, starting from Milton, then we have Roundhead, the Cavalier, the Difference, right? And metaphysical poets, all these things are, all these important topics are there. And what, every time we add the questions what they have asked from the particular writer or poet or dramatist, okay, so everything is there. Again, you can go whichever page you open, you will get what, a lot of stuff, a lot of things that they have asked, like in Robert Herrick. You can see we have this small code here. Herrick whispered to the noble virgin Anthea and Julia, gather rosebud and cherry. If you remember this line, then your Robert Herrick is completely, it kind of completed, because you get only question from this code itself. So all these things are already there, right? Suppose like, okay, another one, why it is like bold, because the same kind of Ted, this poem like Robert Lovelace has written, no, the ant, the grasshopper, the snail, falcon, and all, right? So the same kind of poem who has written our, Ted Hugh, like, we have fox, hawk, roosting, jaguar, crow. So animal kind of poetry is also there. So that important points are there, because they have asked question on it. That's why I'm kind of putting it, right? Anyway, like here, Henry Vaughan, the code is Thalaiva retreat. So Thalaiva, what? He has written Vaughan, Thalaiva Thalaiva is a kind of one poem is here, not Thalaiva in fact name, it's just the code, right? And retreat he has written, right? As you can see here. Everyone has a code, like Andrew Marvel. Andrew Marvel, to remember every work is like Marvel picks up apple from the garden after returning from Ireland on his anniversary to meet his co-mistress to define love, right? The definition of love. So all these things are here itself, and the question is also there. These days they have asking question. They are asking question from the definition of love, like from this particular underlying, the lines are there that they have asked. Anyway, a lot of stuff is there that you can see, and the question that they have asked from all these poets are also there. Like here the question, right? As you can see, a lot of stuff, a lot of new things are there. Like here about the metaphysical part, we have the whole, the lines, and especially from whatever Dryden said, whatever Samuel Johnson said, whatever T.S. Eliot said. So everything is there in one question. So that is how you should prepare, right? You don't have to now do the thorough research. You get this book, that means you're getting a lot of stuff, right? The question, the answer, the explanation. And this book has how many pages? Over 238 pages. So that was volume 3. So many things, because you get a lot of questions from this itself, from this book. At least you will get like 5 to 6 question from maybe more than 10 also, right? From, because Philip Sidney already had 3-4 questions from Philip Sidney himself. So all these questions you can get it here. You can get the explanation, you can get the code, you can get even the important lines, important phrases taken from the particular essays and all this stuff that you can go for. Okay, and then volume 4 starting from transition to romantic. I like this book because it has a lot of content, because as you know, a lot of poems are there, right? And the important analysis of the poem in short line, in short points, are so good. Again, in the content you can see in chapter 11 we have discussed here, as you can see here, the historical background, the age of transition. We talked about Samuel Johnson, the question, whatever they have asked from Johnson, Daniel Defoe, then question him, Samuel Richardson, Henry Fielding, then this question, whatever they have. Then chapter 12, the graveyard poets of the 18th century. And chapter 13, we talked about the French Revolution, especially what romanticism in English, right? Charles Lamb, then the question. So many questions are there. Like here, good design also, you see. I mean, this book has everything. Like here, notable work of Samuel Johnson, to remember him. The first work, Messiah, London. Second work, Life of Mr. Richard Savage, and the quote is Savage Vicious Irony. Then the Rambler, the Idler, Dictionary is the history of Rasselas. Second last is the this, and last work is Lives of the Poet. So these small points, if you add more, it will be you will be easy to recall everything in order. Like here, as you can see, some of them, London is not only written by Samuel Johnson but also written by William Blake and also Wordsworth, right? And by Wordsworth is very important because you always get question from this. Milton, thou shouldst be living at this hour. So Johnson's dictionary is also there. All the things, as you whichever you just open the page. Like here I'm just opening random page, and what you'll get, look at that code. See, it is, this book is really gold mine for you, and you should definitely get. Like this is a code for, I think, Tobias Smollett. Remember, Rora Pepe Fafa Atom Bomb, right? So this funny code. If you remember, you will remember all of his work, right? The Roderick Random, Rora, see, so all these. So I wanted to give you the whole review so you can order, because already so many set are already gone. I have been packing, from the past 2 days and sending. So if you want, please get it. So before exam, you will have the idea. You will have all the tool what is required to kind of crack the exam. Right, again, a poison tree is there. Then the question that they have asked is also here. Every single thing that you need for the exam, or there, all everything is there in these books. So I was talking about volume 4. Now let's move to volume 5, and this I like it so much because this book offers a lot of stuff. And of course, uh, moving from the cover, also you can just see a lot of writer and important keywords. Everything is there in the cover itself. Anyway, again, you can just go check out the table of content. Victorian era, then all these, we have Rossetti, then we have Brontes, we have all these people here. You see, Victorian era, Alfred Tennyson, Robert Browning, so many things. Jane Eyre, Bronte's sister, as you can see. Whichever page you open, and you will see. You see, crossing the bar, right? Extended metaphor to compare death with crossing the sandbar. Very important that they have asked question. And what is sandbar? We have made a picture for it to remember, right? A lot of stuff. Whichever page you open, you will get so many good stuff. Like here we're talking about Benjamin Disraeli here, Vivian Gray, whatever the question they have asked. Also, like the two nation is the subtitle of what, right? The two nation symbol, right? So these questions that they have asked already. Okay, moving forward, all these things. So I hope, and this book has over 236 page. Okay, so now last book. This is kind of my best book. Unfortunately, I was not able to add the content part because we have while I was publishing, they said to publish in this you know size, the page should be less than 300 pages. And because modern and that postmodernism is like too many, too big part chunk, so I just removed the page, sorry, the content page, and that was maybe I'll publish in next. So everything is there. Postmod, don't think about, I will add, before I give it to you, I will add extra page here for the content, so you will know what are there. I'll just print like every content, and I'll just put it here, so it will be easy for you to know that what kind of things are there. It's so rich. This volume is so rich. Everything is there. Drama after the World War, Priestley, oh, I love this book. This is my personal best, because you get a lot of questions from this itself. So anyway, I think I have done all the review what you wanted to see, what all are there. I hope I have given you enough push to get this book, because we have, again, get the first print, because it's very important, because when the second part printing come, it'll take some time. So right now I order somewhere around 200 copies. I have given like 60 copies to the bookstores to sell them, and some of them are there. And if you are in Kerala, in Trivandrum, you can go to a couple of bookstore, you will find it there. And the good thing, I'm coming to Delhi with this book, guys. In the book fair, I will be there, and in Delhi, and we can meet. And I was so lucky that my publisher asked me for to bring all these books to Delhi, and they're gonna showcasing the book. So I will be there and I'll see you. Anyway, that is the long, you know, uh, maybe it'll take some time, but get all these books. These are the book that you really need. You don't have to wander anywhere. All the research is there. Okay. Okay then. Thank you so much. Get this book. A lot of, see, a lot, and it is more than two. Uh, it's somewhere over 2 kg, so weight is too much. Every shipping charge takes a lot of money, but I'm giving it for free. I mean, shipping charge, there is no shipping charge for you guys. You don't have to pay. You just have to pay what the set cost. That's all, right? So thank you so much, and I'll start the class from today, and we have to finish British literature. So guys, thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.